A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. In this video we're going to be killing two birds with one stone. Number one, winter is fast approaching, so I want to get my car fully prepped, cleaned off, decontaminated, polished, protected and ready to get me through the winter without having to kind of do this later on when it's freezing cold. The second thing is the Black Friday sales are fast approaching. In this video, you can get up to 50% off the entire Soft99 range. So now is the time to stock up on products. Welcome guys. So as always, before we get started, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Now it's that point of the year where I want to fully detail my car, prep it properly, get it really thoroughly clean, then decontaminate as required, then polish to get the surface kind of reset and shiny, and then protected. And I want to do the full range of protection. I want to protect the paintwork, I want to protect the glass, and I want to protect my alloy wheels, and I want to protect my tyres. I want to brighten any metal components on the car, shine those up, get the car detailed, then protected, and that will get me through the winter. My detailing process will change slightly in the winter, that I'm less likely to spend a few hours outside because of the cold temperatures, so I like to wash off my car and maybe top up the protection in a few months. But the key thing for me is to be doing it very rapidly, get the car back inside, get through till spring and then go again. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video, but we're also going to be telling you about a Soft99 Black Friday deal, which is a stonker where you can get up to 50% off the entire product range. The way this works is if you buy 2 or more products, you get a 20% discount, which is nice if you don't want to buy a whole load of stuff. If you buy 3 products, you get a 30% discount off of the products you're purchasing. If you buy 5 products, you get a 40% discount, which is pretty juicy. But if you get 8 products, you get a 50% discount. So the more you buy, the more you get off. So really, with the 50% discount, you're almost buying 4 products, getting 4 products free, or it's effectively half price. And the cool thing is, you can pick any products within that range. So you can pick all the flagship stuff that you want. So we could get the Fuso coat, for example. Their Glaco compound and glass protection products are very popular. But it also gives you an opportunity perhaps to try some of the other products in the range that you haven't tried before that you like the sound of. So that's the aim of this video. Go through, prep the car with these products, tell you about them, and at the end of the video you can pick the ones that are suitable for you. But I'm also going to give you a recommendation of my top picks for this particular Black Friday deal. So step number 1, the thorough wash, guys. We'll start with the alloy wheels and tyres because they're the bits that get really, really dirty. So Soft99 have this Canatori wheel and tyre spray, which is cool because it's a powerful wheel cleaner, but it uses limonene and a blend of surfactants rather than any kind of caustic materials which are going to cloud up and make your brake discs go orange and stuff like that. And they're also, when you've got bare metal alloys, they're not going to make the nice bright work all go kind of cloudy and leave that horrible film over the car that you then can't get off. So it's powerful, but it's using safe, good quality chemicals. In terms of tooling, you can keep your detailing brush in the actual sprayer, which I think is handy. The Soft99 also sell you a really cool tyre scrubber, which is going to get into the rubber. It's quite an aggressive thing. It's going to take off any of that black film that you've got from previous dressings. It's going to reset the rubber, ready for you to later apply your dressings to the alloy. They also sell a really cool wheel brush, which is perfect for intricate kind of alloys. It's perfect for my BBS alloys. So if you've got that slot in the spokes, this thing fits in there, but it pushes out at the same time. So you just poke it in and out of all those little intricate slots and it gets all of the dirt out. So it's indestructible as well. So that's also a good little shout if you've not tried it. So once the wheels and tyres are thoroughly clean, we then need to get the bodywork clean. So we're going to put a blanket of surfactant over the car with their Fujitsu creamy shampoo and just let that dwell and rinse it off so we get the majority of the dirt off of the car before we go back over with the contact wash. Now with this particular shampoo, you can also dose some of it out into a sprayer and then load up their wash sponge or wash media of choice, but this is a really nice soft sponge, the Fujitsu sponge in their range. And I've been using sponges on my car quite a lot over the last couple of months with all the rinse list testing. And if you're careful with them, there's some advantages and they feel nice and you don't have to put them in the washing machine. You just kind of rinse them out when you're finished and squeeze them out and then they're ready to be used next time. You can, like I say, you can dose out the sponge directly with a little bit of this diluted down so you can get that really rich lather into the sponge when you're going over the panels. Their shampoo, the Fujitsu range, leaves no protection behind, so it's ideal for when you're prepping a car. They do have the traditional kind of wash and waxes as well for later on if you like to maintain your car over winter with a product where you just wash it and it will top up the protection at the same time. So I'm showing you some other bits and pieces as well, guys. So at this stage we've gone through, we've cleaned our wheels and tyres, we've pre-washed the car, we've contact washed the car, and now normally the car would come inside and I would decontaminate it, but I'm just going to sort of jump ahead because one thing I tend to do in my process is while the car is still wet, I'll use that opportunity to use one of their best products, which is the Glaco compound. And you use this really to prep your glass. You will remove any old glass sealants that are on there and give you a complete blank canvas to then apply your glass sealant later on at the end of the day once you've done all of the kind of cleaning stuff. The cool thing about this is the actual container that it comes in also contains the applicator pad, so you don't need to get any equipment out or get it messy. You just take the lid off, put it on the panel, give it a squirt to prime it, and then just work it in circles. And what I noticed on my glass is there's some protection there, so I can see the film of product is beading almost and separating from the glass. There's hydrophobicity going on. You just work in small circles until all of that hydrophobic effect is gone and then the glass is reset. The reason I do this while I'm washing the car is because this product is water soluble. So if you've got your jet washer out, you can just jet wash all of the polish off of the car. If you do it later on in your process, after you've kind of polished and the car's dry in the garage, then you've got to be more careful to kind of use a damp cloth to collect up all of the product. So it makes sense to do it during the wash process where you can jet wash it off. The cool thing about this though is you'd think that you've really got to work hard to get the remnants of the old protection off, but this strips it off really easily. And I've got PPF film on my glass and I was slightly worried that a glass polish might be too abrasive for a PPF film and cloud up my film, but it hasn't. So it's a fine polish, but it's a strong product that will do its job, and it's really easy to use as well. I've gone through about 3 or 4 of these, and it's one of my favourite products in the Soft99 lineup. So now we're on to stage 2, guys. We can dry the car off, and the aim of stage 2 is just to have a look at the car to see how much contamination is on there and decide if we need to clay bar the entire car or use certain chemicals to help remove those contaminants. So we move into the Soft99 decontamination area, and they have their Fujitsu clay bar which you can use to rub over the paint and remove any of that fine embedded contamination that won't be removed by detergents and shampoos. It needs a slightly more aggressive method. Now my car's pretty well maintained, but there's still a little bit of build up below the front wheels and around near the exhaust, but the rest of the panels are all silky smooth and don't really need claying. But Soft99 have the Fujitsu clay bar, which is a nice smooth clay that you can use to remove those contaminations. They also have traditional iron fallout removers, so if you're dealing with a car that you're perhaps prepping or is less well maintained, you can spray that onto the car, onto the panels. You'll see it light up. You can work it a little bit with a wash mitt. You let it dwell to see that purple reaction that shrinks the embedded fallout. You do that before claying because it will make the claying easier with regards to pulling out the ferrous contamination out of the paint, as we've spoken about many times on the channel. So that option's there. They also have what they call a pitch cleaner, which is like the sort of product which is going to dissolve, you know, things like tar and glue on the car that aren't removed by water-based materials. So you can go over a panel with that and just wipe it gently with a microfiber and it's going to break down lots of film. Typically, if you do a test area on the car behind the wheels and you see any brown film on your clay bar, then as a rule of thumb, using a pitch cleaner or some sort of tar and glue remover is going to be of benefit prior to claying the whole car. So you can do a little test spot first if you like. They also have a stubborn stain remover, which again you could use on bug splatter and stuff like that. Again, a good prep product for cars that are not as well maintained, might have really stubborn dirt on there. So that is their decontamination range, guys. I want to show you that as well because you might be interested in trying some of these as well as the 8 picks that I'm recommending for you. So now our car is washed and decontaminated, we can move on to the polishing phase of detailing, step 3 if you like. And I'm going to show you 4 main categories of products that Soft99 are offering that are going to be of interest to you that you can use to polish various things. Now this first product here, the Mirror Liquid Compound, this you can use primarily if you want to hand polish your car and you don't have a machine polisher, although you can pop some of this onto a pad and use it with a machine polisher if you want to. But there's a lot of guys out there that don't have machine polishers. So you're going to be able to go over the paintwork, take out any fine clay marring, take out any light swirls and haze, and just improve the paint and prepare it for them being protected later on. So that's your first option. If you're slightly more advanced, you've been detailing a while, you've got a machine polisher, and Soft99 have a range of compounds that you can use to cut the paint, remove heavier defects, a mid-range polish that you can use as a single stage if you like, or to cut on softer paints, but it's going to give you a balance of cut and finish somewhere in the middle, and an out-and-out finishing polish which you can use if you look at your paint afterwards and really the condition is really good and you just want to gloss it up or take out any very fine clay marring, then their finishing polish on machine is a good option, and that's what I've used on my car with a soft pad just to whiz over, probably less than an hour, panel by panel, whiz over, buff it off. You can panel wipe as well and that'll prepare the surface for protection. There's 2 other abrasive products. One of them, they have a metal polish, which is useful for me just to brighten up any metalwork or chrome, bring back that brilliance and shine to it so that it looks like metal rather than that kind of white oxidized look. That's something I have to do frequently on my car. You can use this by hand or by machine, put it on, work it, buff it off. It's really that kind of simple. So that could be another option there. Soft99 also have a metal polish. And of course, the glass polish, the Glaco compound, which we've already talked about. So there's 4 sets of abrasive options there, guys. Again, I'm just showing you what's in the range so that you can decide when you're shopping and cashing in on the deal, which products might be best for you. So next up, paintwork protection. Soft99 have got a suite of products, different formats, water-based, heavier kind of paste waxes if you like, and that's where I want to start. Now these traditional paste waxes or sealants that come in a tin, for example the legendary Fuso Coat 12 months, I tend to think of this one as a good baseline sealant. The disadvantage with this format is that you have to spread it over each panel, you have to wait for it to kind of dry and then you have to buff it off, which sounds like no big deal, but some of these other products here, some of the water-based stuff, you can apply a little bit quicker, so they make better maintenance products. But when you're doing full prep to give you the sort of maximum durability, then the heavier traditional products, and in particular the Fuso Coat 12 months, is a good way to go. So this product is really, really simple. One of the advantages of it being this tin format is if you keep the tin closed, you can keep this product in your garage for years and years and years, and it won't go off or go bad. It will just stay the same as it is the first time you use it. So a tin of it will last a long, long time. When you're applying it, some of the tips, you can dampen off the applicator that comes with it just to get it moist. And that just helps you reduce the amount of product that you're putting onto the sponge and then onto the panel. You load up the sponge applicator, just twist it in the tin till you've got good coverage over the applicator, and then you apply this in crosshatch, light passes. The thing that you're looking to avoid is big, thick areas of trailing wax that when it cures, it's almost like a mountain or peak of product. If you've done that, you haven't spread it well enough. So just work it in horizontal lines, go the different ways so you make sure you don't get any little sections that you miss, and apply a thin film of the product over each panel. Give that product 10-15 minutes to cure off. It will go to a slightly drier haze, and then just gently buff it with a clean microfiber towel to a shine. Now, if you have put it on a little bit too thick, you can use the Fuso Speed and Barrier when you're buffing it to just add a little bit of more protection and help pick up the kind of product while you're doing that. So that's a good little tip as well. The Fuso Barrier, or Fuso Booster as it's sometimes referred to, is also a good maintenance product for the 12 months Fuso coat. Again, it's quicker to apply because it's water-based. You spray it onto the panel, spread it, flip, buff, etc. So it's a bit more like a quick detailer. So the advantage is it's quicker to apply. The disadvantage is it's got 6 months durability as opposed to 12 months. So I still think the Fuso 12 months makes the best baseline sealant. They also have their F7, which is a thinner kind of product, which is quicker to spread. But I prefer the Fuso coat 12 months just because it maxes out on the durability. They also have a whole range of these other paste waxes, which we've explored on the channel in a video that I'll link up here. Some of them are fully kind of traditional, like the Authentic Wax, which is a high carnauba blend. If you're really looking to max out gloss, they have the King of Gloss, a synthetic gloss wax. They have the Kwame, which is a bit of a mixture, does a bit of everything. It's got some carnauba in it, it's quite hydrophobic, it's quite shiny. They also have the Mirror Glaze, which is a wax on, wax off with no cure, which can function as a topper for the Fuso coat if you like that kind of application, spread and buff thing. They also have a ton of other kind of waxes and sealants. The water blocker, they've got a water-based wax as well. They've got the traditional original Soft99 soft wax that you can use on single stage cars that don't have clear coat. So if you've tried the Soft99, you want to explore some of those other waxes, watch that video to get an idea of what they're all about. If you want to go one step further, they also have the Kujitsu ceramic coatings. So they've got wheel coatings, bodywork coatings, ones with different durability. So entry-level ones if you're a first-time user that will be a bit easier to buff. And then slightly higher solids ones that are going to give you a little bit more durability if you want to go for a ceramic coating. But they also have this Bazooka raindrop product, which is something you can use as a drying aid. So you spray it onto your car when the car's wet, and it'll add a very noticeable beady hydrophobic effect with very minimal fuss and a very quick application. You literally just whiz across onto the panel, spread it out with a microfiber towel, and then move on to the next panel, do the same thing, a little squirt on there, make a film with your microfiber towel, and then you can, once you've done the entire car, you can go back over the car with a drying towel if you like, just to level everything. And once you've done that, your car will be like the protection levels and the hydrophobicity will be like reset and fresh. So in 2 or 3 months time, when we're in January and it's freezing cold, if I want to boost the hydrophobic protection but I don't want to really be spending hours doing it, I could use a product like Bazooka Raindrop to get me there very, very quickly. And in this sale, it's also going to be really, really cheap. Soft99 have also got a range of tyre dressings which cater for different kind of requirements. You've got the lazy guys one. If you don't want to be bending over and touching the tyres at all and you just want to put some shine on them, you can just spray this onto a clean tyre and it will kind of dress them with minimal effort. They've also got the Gira Edge tyre dressing, which comes in a cool applicator. So again, if you don't want to have a load of applicators that you've got to get dirty and wash, then you just use this each time and just go around and dress it. But I think the best looking dressing in their range, and the one that lasts the longest as well, is the Oniguru tyre wax. It's pigmented. It will give you a fresh black rubber look. It won't, once it's dried, it won't be all shiny and glossy. It's not that sort of look, but it's a dark, fresh rubber look with a slight satin sheen, I'd probably say. But the cool thing is you can use it with these applicators that are tapered and go around the edge of the tyre, so you can get right round the edge of the tyre, but you can also get in that little protector lip bit which you don't want to miss and leave, and you can get in there without getting the product all over the alloy wheels. So you've got to go and wipe your alloy wheels off after you finish. You don't have to do that with this product, but it's the finish that I think swings it towards this one for me, and you don't use a lot of it, and this bottle's going to last you a long time. So that, out of all of the tyre dressings, I think the Oniguru one is the one that you should look at. So let's start with glass. Soft99 have got around 11 products in their Glaco glass protection range, which is massive. In fact, I don't know of any detailing brand that have got more glass protection products. But their two main windshield protection products are the Glaco DX, which is their latest one, and the Glaco Ultra, which is their stalwart, which has been around for a long time. Now, you'd use the Glaco DX if you want the most hydrophobic glass sealant, where your roll down angle or the speed you're driving at, the water will blow off of the glass with the air flowing over it at lower speeds with this one than the Glaco Ultra. There's not a lot of difference in it, but it's slightly more hydrophobic. The disadvantage is it doesn't last as long as this product. This product here, the Glaco Ultra, will do 12 months. So I know if I put this on fresh, it will get me through the winter. This one, by the end of winter, will need topping up. So if you do opt for the Glaco DX, you can kind of just maintain it with the Glaco, which is a cleaner plus glass sealant in one, which will keep the hydrophobicity going. Hydrophobicity. Whereas this one, I won't need to maintain it. It will get me through the winter. So I'm going to go with the Glaco Ultra in this particular video. One really important thing with my windshield PPF is if I have no protection on there, then the wiper blades noticeably slow down, you know, and sort of almost stall a little bit, like there's something going wrong. So I need a material on my PPF film to keep it a little bit sliding, keep the friction down. So once I put fresh protection on there, I actually notice my wiper blades speed up. So it's really important for me to have a glass sealant at the moment. So this is the one I opt for. I've applied this so many times now, and it's just become easier and easier every single time, and quicker. Once you've prepped it and the glass is dry, you just, again, you take the lid off and it's got a felt tip kind of applicator built into the bottle. You place it on the glass, give it a little squeeze to prime it, and you start to see the liquid come through, and then just work it. And then my only tip is that final bit of working, just do with an up and down stroke, because it means that any film that's on there is less visible as well if you go up and down. If you put it on in circles and let it dry and buff it, sometimes in certain lights you can see like the footprint of glass sealants generally. So up and down is the way to finish off your final pass when you're applying it, or just put it on in straight lines. Leave it to haze out and cure, and then you can wipe it off with just a slightly damp cloth to you know, break down the thicker film that's dried on there, and then go over it with a dry cloth and buff it till you can't see any of the product residue, which is really, really easy. Then after that, just leave it alone. The next time you use the car, it'll have cured off fully, and you'll get the maximum durability out of it. So fantastic products, both of these glass sealants really, and almost essential to me with the PPF film on my windscreen. Now, they have other products in their glass range, like this dedicated wing mirror and reversing camera aerosol. And the thing with this is you literally just make sure your wing mirror is wiped off and clean. You put the cardboard packaging around it to scoop up any excess product, and you just spray it on and you leave it, you don't touch it. What happens is the material goes white, and then as it dries, it just slowly disappears, and then you get a really zippy hydrophobic film over your glass wing mirrors and your reversing cameras, which is kind of quite cool. So that's a popular product as well that you might want to try while you can get it very, very cheap. So that's the main focus on the glass side. Let's move on to the other forms of protection. And finally, guys, I'm going to give you the Forensics Detailing hot picks, where you can cash in on that 50% discount if you're not sure which products to pick from the range. This is just a suggestion, but this Kujitsu range with the shampoo, with the clay bar, and the Kujitsu sponge is a little bit different. I like the fact you can load their shampoo up into the sponge, and I like the fact that after I've washed the car, I haven't got to wash the sponge, I can just blast it out. Sponges are really cool, a bit like polishing pads. You get stiff, coarse pads that are there to cut, and you get fine, soft finishing pads. Well, this is a fine, soft finishing kind of foam, and it contours to the panel nice. If you're careful with it, you can use any media to wash your car. The red flag is that really you want to get a lot of that dirt off before you're going in and making contact. So It's more down to your process, but this product, if you use it properly, will not scratch your car, and it will last you loads, and it will save you having to wash it in a separate wash, you know, for your wash mitt that can get full of dirt. Just rinse it out with the pressure from a hose and it will release all of the dirt. So that's one of the advantages. Of course, I think if you've not tried Fuso Coat 12 months, this is their kind of flagship, highest durability for a non-ceramic coating product that they offer. And it makes a really good baseline sealant and a good product to get you through winter. The Geico compound polish, if you've not tried that, that's something that you should try. And if you're looking to seal your glass, this will just make prepping it and getting the glass squeaky clean, hydrophilic, and no kind of patchy films on the glass before you go and protect it. Then one of the two glass sealants, either DX, like we said, for hydrophobicity, or Ultra for durability. I still think that this product is good fun. It's just different to use. You spray it on, you don't touch it, and it zings. It's very, very hydrophobic. The wheel cleaner as well, guys. I just like, it comes in a pretty cool sprayer. It's one of the few sprayers where I keep the bottle when it's finished because the actual sprayers are good. But it's a good wheel cleaner that I've mentioned before. Isn't too caustic, but still has a lot of strength if you really need to deep clean your alloy wheels. And another fun product, I think the Raindrop Bazooka for the speed as a maintenance kind of topper that you can use when it's really, really cold and protect your car. Get around the car in literally a couple of minutes. Spray, spread, dry, and your car will be, you know, zinging and very hydrophobic. And I might use this a couple of times during the winter as I wash the car, and all protection products lose that initial zing that they get. So if you have some sort of topper drying aid type product, then you can keep the protection really fresh. And you notice that when you're washing it. So the Bazooka is also a hot pick. So finally, a huge thank you to Soft99 for sponsoring this video. The main thing here is that if you get 8 products, you get 50% off, making this the perfect time to stock up on detailing products. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?